Okay, hello folks, I'm substituting for Dave again. This time we're going to look at the game Cataphract. This is a Great Battles of History, and it focuses on the early Byzantine Empire. These are the battles, most of them are the ones that Count Belisarius, one of the greatest leaders of his time, commanded forces. Now there are, let me get this. Okay, 5 battles, and they are Dara, which is one he fought against the Persians. Okay, here are some of the maps before I go into it. This one is the fight against the Vandals. Note, they almost lack a terrain, only the stream was important. And here you have a mountain ridge and the stream were the bad guys. And this is another one with another mountain. And actually there's additional scenarios. And this is Dara, which is the one battle against the Persians. You'll note the trench in front, which is very important for that battle. And Tangay. And they threw in a strategic game. But this time you could, unlike the Vandals game, you could conquer the Mediterranean and beat up Goths and Franks and Persians. And whoever comes your way. Now the rule book you have 21 pages of rules, which isn't too bad. You have CRTs that practically explain everything in the game, from leadership checks, casualties. One thing that makes this game unique from others in the series, this is the one where a lot of the leaders will be fighting it out hand to hand. You have movement cross and all sorts of things. Missile combat, and also this is their melee. You cross. In the series, you have. This is an earlier version. This is, what year did this come out? Sometimes it says on here. 1999. And this one, you have a sequence of play. You activate, each side activates first their lowest level leader, then so on and so forth. Now, you could sometimes interrupt it by trumping the guy, which means you roll a d10. If it's lower than your leadership rating, you can move it. You can move instead. And the great thing about it is, like, if something happens, there's an open flank, you can charge right in. Here are the counters. I'll show you the punched out ones because they're easy. These are the information counters. These are some of the combat counters. Now these...
Did it include the counter tray?
I'm trying to remember. These are very busy counters. You have attack, cohesion, movement, and also, well, the B stands for bow, and it's a, this is a number 2 Goth archer. And here's like a Byzantine. He looks like his morale's much better. And so forth, and you keep track of like how many hits you get. If it equals to or exceeds your cohesion, you run. Now, These are some of the important battles at the time. Dara is a confrontation between the Persians and Belisarius. This is where he gained his reputation as being a great leader. So Justinian would... Calcium is another battle where he beats up the Persians. Tricameron, if you remember from last week's Vandal game, is where, the big decisive battle between the Vandals and Belisarius. Actually, this one's interesting because it's the Byzantines are on the march when they're ambushed by the Vandals, and they spend a few turns in desperate situation trying to keep from routing. Okay. Belisarius gets replaced, and now we have Narses beating up the Goths. And then he also beats up the Franks. These two scenarios are very one-sided. If you hate Goths and Franks, you'll love them, but otherwise, no. And then they have, if you have War Galley, you have another scenario. And there's actually Berserker, which you need other games. Because look at it, you need the Conquest of Gaul, War Galley, and Samurai. Gee, it makes me want to go out and buy those three. Those two. Actually, I got War Galley. So. Alright. Overall, I enjoyed this game. It covers the great battles of history very well. These are battles most people are usually not fighting. And you also get a strategic game and also extra scenarios if you have the games. And so it's all worth the price. So.
Thanks, Len.
Yes, and also Robert Graves.